If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button below. Hello friends, these days the whole world is suffering from the pandemic of coronavirus called COVID-19. In this short video, I will only mention a few facts that are most important. COVID-19 is also called novel coronavirus because we earlier had many other types of coronavirus. You can even say that many people are in panic. But this fear of this new disease is justified because if we ignore it, it can spread more and more and kill millions of people all over the world. As of now, of this disease, there are more than 219,000 confirmed cases and 8928 deaths in the whole world. There is a website that gives you the total number of confirmed cases, deaths, and number of people who have recovered by country, and for a few countries like USA, Canada, Europe, it gives these statistics by the region. I am giving the link to this website in the description below. I just read that the most common symptoms of COVID-19 are fever and dry cough, according to a report from the World Health Organization. Some people will also have shortness of breath and other breathing difficulties. But if one has dry cough and fever, one should not ignore them and immediately call their doctor's office to get tested. In the USA, there is a website put up by the US government where you just enter your zip code and it shows you clinics where they will test you for free and they will treat you also for free. But these are government-run clinics. So if you have good insurance, you should go to your own doctor and a good clinic where hopefully you will get better treatment. The reason is that once I was very ill, and when I used to go to a government-run charity clinic, they did not diagnose me correctly. Only when I got Obamacare insurance and when I went to a regular doctor, they made correct diagnosis, and one Indian doctor saved my life by just prescribing me antibiotics. So I give credit to Obamacare for saving my life. Had it not been for Obamacare, I would have been sitting now in heaven. Anyway, this means that those who oppose Obamacare and those who want to kill it are playing with the lives of poor people. Anyway, I also read just now that in one city in Italy, there has not been any new cases for past 1 week. They say the reason is that in that city, they test people, even those who have no symptoms. The reason is that in COVID-19, symptoms may appear a few days later after infection. In fact, a symptom may take up to 14 days to appear. This means a person may be infected and not have any symptoms. And if he or she keeps on infecting others, that will be a problem. But in USA, they are not testing people on a mass scale right now. But they have started to close bars, schools, and restaurants so as to stem the tide of infections. They have also started advising people about social distancing, about how to greet people without shaking hands. President Trump has advised people not to attend any gathering of more than 10 people. They say instead of shaking hands, greet people with folded hands like the Indians do, or just bump your elbow into the other people's elbow, but definitely do not kiss or shake hands. You may like to hug a person, but until this nasty disease is controlled, please stay at least 3 feet away from other person. Staying 6 feet away is better, but 3 feet distance is the minimum to maintain. if a person has cough or fever, he or she should not attend any gathering or party. Such persons should not be welcomed into any party or gathering. In fact, instead of inviting such a person to your gathering, take him or her to get tested and get treated. Also, it is possible that when the summer starts in full swing, from June 1 in northern hemisphere, this nasty disease will subside. But because it is a new disease, no one knows for sure. What killed SARS is not the summer, but thorough testing and quarantine of patients. So stay alert and get tested and treated if you are ill. Assume that the summer will have no effect on this nasty disease. Now, as regards the disease, here are some facts. So, as I told you, the two main symptoms are dry cough and fever. Less common symptoms are fatigue, 38.1%, coughing of phlegm, 33.4%, shortness of breath, 18.6%, sore throat, 13.9%, headache, 13.6%, joint pain, 14.8%, chills, 11.4%, nausea or vomiting, 5%, nasal congestion, 4.8%, diarrhea, 3.7%, coughing up of blood, 0.9%, and eye discharge, 0.8%. Quote, fever and cough was observed in almost all COVID-19 patients described in the literature, unquote, explained Jan Carrett, Associate Professor of the Department of Microbiology and Immunology at Stanford University School of Medicine. Only very few cases had prominent upper respiratory tract signs and symptoms, for example, runny nose or sneezing. This means that this virus likely hangs out more in the lower airway rather than the upper airway, unquote. Dr. Maria Raven, Chief of Emergency Medicine at UC San Francisco, explained that an upper respiratory infection is what is often referred to as head cold. And COVID-19 is, quote, what we call lower respiratory, so more from the lung than from the head. All of that said, Raven added, COVID-19 cannot be diagnosed only by observing symptoms, and anyone who is sick and has any of the potential symptoms should contact their healthcare provider for an assessment. Quote, we are being very conservative here because there have been cases that have been missed, unquote, Raven said. Quote, I do not know if we are missing the cases because they are presented with symptoms that are not obvious. We want to make sure we don't miss anybody, unquote. The WHO analysis also revealed that most people develop symptoms on average of 5 to 6 days after infection, though the range is anywhere from 1 to 14 days. Coronaviruses are among a group of viruses that cause the common cold, and there are 7 known viruses of the type that can infect humans. 4 of these, which are 229E, HKU1, OC43, and NL63, are seasonal and typically cause mild respiratory infection, fever, that is fever, cough, nasal congestion, and headache. According to Dr. Charles Chew, a professor of laboratory medicine and infectious diseases at the UC San Francisco, quote, the remaining 3 coronaviruses, that is MERS, SARS, and COVID-19, are the result of recent zoonotic, that is animal to human transmission events, and although they are also associated with mild respiratory symptoms, Infection can progress to cause severe life-threatening pneumonia, unquote, Chu shared in an email. COVID-19 is the most recently discovered coronavirus and was unknown before the outbreak began in Wuhan, China in December 2019. To date, vaccination or antiviral medication is not available to treat it according to WHO. People with serious illness should be hospitalized. Thank you very much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button below. You can also click on the share button and share this video with your friends on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, or via email.